that are already in our directory. Our annual theme is now more pertinent than ever. This theme was actually chosen before the election because it takes us a while to choose the books, the theme, to design it, to go back and forth in getting the design together, to give it to the printer, to get it printed, and then to get it sent to our center. So this theme was chosen months ago, which of course was perfect for today. The theme is healing is revealing our divine wholeness. Because again, we know that divine wholeness is at the base of our being. There's nothing that can injure that or get in the way of that or tarnish that. That divine wholeness is the perfection that lives deep within. It is the truth of our very being, the law of our very being. There is no undoing of that. But we sometimes in our human experience cover it up, get off track. I like to use the metaphor of the mirror, where you can use dry erase markers to color over the top of that mirror. And yet with a wet rag, you can wipe it clear away and return to the original mirror. As we go through this journey of our human experience together, we experience life that starts to color our mirror. But we have the power to forgive, to release, releasing judgment and returning to love, to heal. And just like the intelligence of our body that knows how to heal wounds, so it is with our spirit that knows how to return to our divine wholeness. It is always there. It is never gone. We just need to turn towards it. So healing is revealing the divine wholeness that is forever with us. Now there is power and strength in that divine wholeness as we speak to it, as we focus on it, as we open to it. And there are fractures in the US that are causing a weakness. And we must all heal together by revealing our wholeness, not our divisiveness. We must not make each other the other. It's not the truth of who we are. In reality, there is no other. And in the beginning of the United States, if you've seen the play Hamilton, you know that it wasn't that everybody agreed. And that the diamond, the multiple facets of the diamond, we all have different visions and expressions for the oneness that we are, different colors, different textures. And yet we live in harmony. We truly do. We just need to turn towards it, to place our attention on it. So the first book that we will be reading is called In Tune with the Infinite by the author Ralph Waldo Trine. Not Ralph Waldo Emerson, although they had common philosophy. Ralph Waldo Trine. This book is very easy to read. Excellent writing and very clear. It has lots of wisdom to share. I feel like I'm practically underlining the whole book, or almost a line on every page in the book. For those of you that have read some of the Science of Mind textbook, you would think that Dr. Ernest Holmes and Ralph Waldo Trine were best friends. Again, what is demonstrated by reading this book is that Dr. Ernest Holmes expressed it in his unique, wonderful expression, and Ralph Waldo Trine expressed it in his unique, wonderful expression. Holmes, though, was actually born in 1887. And this book was published in 1897. So Ernest would have only been 10 years old. Ralph Waldo Trine was born in 1868, so he wrote this book when he was 31 years old. He's known as an American philosopher, author, and teacher. He's affiliated with several universities, both as student as well as teacher. And he wrote many books on the New Thought movement. Trine was a close friend of Henry Ford, where it is said that they had lots of conversations about success in life. So, when did the New Thought movement get started? About the 1830s. Started both in the United States and England, more on the East Coast. And as a spiritual movement with roots in metaphysical beliefs, New Thought, according to Wikipedia, has helped guide a variety of social changes throughout the 19th, 20th, and into the 21st century. We are being called upon. We in New Thought. Now, William James, who was a Harvard University psychologist and philosopher, said, "New Thought is the religion of healthy-mindedness," in his study of religion and science. And isn't that what is needed to be demonstrated, modeled, and led today? Healthy-mindedness. So, In Tune with the Infinite. The book is stated to be an inspirational masterpiece that transcends time. I want to take a few quotes from the book to entice you and to give you a better flavor of what this book is about. Thought life needs continually to be illumined from within. In the degree that we open ourselves to the inflowing tide of this immanent and transcendent life, do we make ourselves channels through which the infinite intelligence and power can work. Another quote. Spiritual illumination, thus realized through the development and perfection of intuition under divine inspiration, gives the perfect inner vision and direct insight into the character, properties, and purpose of all things. And lastly, when one is fully alive to the possibility that comes with this higher awakening, he imparts to all an inspiration that kindles in them a feeling of power kindred to his own. The higher life, the more inspiring and helpful, are the emanations that it is continually sending out. The silent force goes out from you that all feel and are influenced by, so that you carry with you an inspiration and continually shed a benediction or a blessing wherever you go. As one comes into and lives continually in the full conscious realization of his oneness with the infinite life and the power, the love, the light, then all else follows. To bring heaven down to earth or earth up to heaven, this it is to be in tune with the infinite. So I invite you to get this book, to make it a part of your spiritual practice, developing your awareness, expanding your awareness and developing your mind. That means mentally, emotionally, and physically, as reading does extend the neuronal pathway in our brains for health and youth. We have many books in our bookstore. They're readily available, so you can call the office if you want one. Crystal's usually there on Monday mornings, but you can call to be sure and to pick one up. So now I'd like to go a little bit deeper with what does it mean to be in tune with the infinite? As I mentioned earlier, musical harmony happens when there are vibrations of sound that go together. They fit together when they are in tune. And most of us know and can recognize when an instrument is out of tune or if we're singing out of tune. We can feel those discordant notes, the vibrations that don't go together, sort of like fingernails on a chalkboard. So when we're not in tune with life, it means we're not aligned and we are out of sync. And then things do not go well. We are not in alignment with truth with one another. Problems begin showing up. Things just aren't working. And we're not tuned to the infinite oneness that we are. In tune with the infinite means we are aligned in the vibration with the natural laws of the universe, the spiritual laws of life. It's not coincidence that almost all religions have virtues or attributes of God. Truth, integrity, respect, love, peace, harmony, gratitude, compassion. These virtues or spiritual attributes are the vibrations of the infinite life. And when we align with them, life will flow because we are in tune and we are aligned with those higher, greater truths. And when we're not aligned with those spiritual laws, life will not work for us. Now, here's the challenge. That's when we must let go of our ego. When we let our ego drive us and we lose touch with these spiritual laws or vibrations, things begin to vibrate out of sync and become discordant. When the ego is out front, we're not open. We already know what's right. When the ego is out front, we're not open to a higher spiritual connection, intuition, if you want to call it. We're not in tune with these spiritual laws. So I'm going to name some things that we all need to become aware of. And some of it may be obvious based on the times that we're in, but we all need to become aware of this. When the ego is out front, you feel elevated by gossiping about other people's flaws. When your ego is out front, you find yourself in a feisty discussion and you just can't back down until you've won the argument. When ego is out front, you constantly compare yourself to others who you feel you're better than them. You constantly compare yourself. You feel jealous. You talk about yourself before asking others how they are or what they think. You'd rather win than do your best. You sulk when you don't win. You set yourself up, you beat yourself up, and you blame others when things don't go your way. So the insurrection. A demonstration of the ego that is out of alignment with the infinite. respect and trust have been violated, we are out of tune with the infinite. Now, I haven't written anything on this event, although people had asked me, and I didn't want to react. I wanted to move to peace. I wanted to reflect deeply and then respond. I'm going to start with a post that my cousin actually put on Facebook. He said, "I've often envied those that stay calm in the midst of extreme stress, struggle, and in important moments of life. Those that stay calm have this ability to steady their heart, mind, and emotions. It's in moments like this that they have the ability to see things, hear things, and understand things at a different level than others." And I thought that was beautiful. If you do your spiritual practice, I believe that we all have the ability to steady our hearts, our minds, and our emotions. That is a spiritual practice. And that is also why in the Science of Mind, in the Center for Spiritual Living, Chico, we suggest as a spiritual practice to be meditating, praying, to open our hearts and open our minds, to let go of the ego, and to let be revealed the greater truth. So here's my reflection so far. The first thing I did is I asked myself a lot of questions, because all of this is not happening for nothing. And all of this is in race consciousness, and I am a part of that race consciousness. So here are some of the questions that I ask myself. What can I learn from this? How do I ensure that my ego doesn't get in the way? I want to make sure that I'm not projecting onto others that which is within me. What does it look like when my ego is out front? When am I not self-aware? When I am aware, when am I unaware of how I may be impacting others negatively? When do I refuse to hear others' voices? What does it look like when I don't open to the truth? The truth is that we all need self-discipline as adults. Spiritual practice is a self-discipline. Spiritual practice is a self-discipline. And right now, I believe this nation is craving leadership, which stands for all of us, who knows our divine wholeness, who understands that we are not the enemies of one another. Like the body that contains multiple kinds of cells to keep the body healthy, so it is with the nation. We need all of us. We need all of the perspectives. The diamond shines based on the many facets of different colors and how the light shines through it. And the light shines through each and every one of us, just like the facet of the diamond. Just like musical harmony, we may sing different notes, but we harmonize together to make a beautiful and beloved community, United States of America. The inherent principles of this country were built upon values, character, integrity, and trust. And that's our biggest issue. We don't trust each other. And That is not being in line with the infinite, violating truth, violating respect. We are out of alignment. This is not about me and only me. This is about we the people. We the people. Nothing is other. Nothing is other. We've taken this country for granted. We've allowed ourselves to lower our standards or lose our focus. We speak about division, which makes us ill and weak. We must realign to the infinite. And that means we cannot feed the division. We cannot feed the division. The division is an obvious success for breaking news. Have you found yourself not able to stay away from the news? Like, oh my gosh, what's happening next? Yeah. It may be thrilling, but not in the way that is aligned with divine. It's weakening the human spirit, and division is designed to make us followers instead of true leaders. The division is designed to not have people make up their own minds. So we all need to step up, not step down or step back. Step up in knowing the truth. Step back in feeding the harmony. Step up to know the truth, think the truth, speak the truth. Prayer, meditation, because thoughts are things. Thoughts have power. Words have power. So tune into the infinite and determine, choose, self-discipline, choose what words you want to lead with, and lead with inspiration. You know, you get back what you put out. That is the law of attraction. So you have to observe your language and thoughts. You have to be on standby for what your thoughts are leading to. What are the words that leave your mouth? What words enter your mind? Eliminate and heal the divide. It does mean you have to work through your thoughts to find a way to say what you need to say that has compassion, respect, truth. You have to heal the divide within you. And over time, the divide will heal within each one of us and be reflected in the greater community. So I go back to divine wholeness. You know, we're not broken. Divine wholeness is right where we all are. There's been color markers put all over the top of that mirror, but we must mend this deep misunderstanding in our psyche that it's about the other. We must heal. We must heal in revealing the divine wholeness that is at the base of our being. As Rumi said, love is the bridge between you and everything. Blessings be upon you for love, peace, and harmony. Namaste. We'll now move